We apologize for the audio echo on this episode. We were informed when we arrived to set up at Applebee's that we would be unable to broadcast the show from there, so a hasty return to the station did not allow time to test our connection properly. Once again, we're sorry for the difficulties. Hopefully it will not affect your listening too much.
Now it's time to see who has a heart.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
This is your fight. Now go out there and take it.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Welcome to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. Call 233-4430 or order online at applebees.com and pick your meal up with Carside to go. Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 in Athens, just off I-65. Eating good in the neighborhood. Real estate, real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate, real easy. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Quality Vinyl is on your side. Quality Vinyl in Athens has been in business since 1987, offering great prices and service the whole time. What has changed is the technology of their products. From vinyl siding and shutters, sunrooms and screen rooms, to doors, windows, columns, and rails. Quality Vinyl, located on the corner of Highway 72 and Reed Road in Athens, just 6 miles west of I-65. Call 232-2665 or visit them online at qualityvinyl.net. Quality Vinyl is on your side. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. Listen this basketball season as WKAC brings you action from the Athens High Golden Eagles. Join us for play-by-exciting play of varsity girls and boys games on our sports stream at WKAC1080.com. Tune in to WKAC and hear the replay each Saturday at noon, and then check it out on our website on demand. Athens High Golden Eagles basketball this season online at WKAC1080.com and on the air at 1080 WKAC.
Hi, this is Thomas Johnson, former wide receiver for the Auburn Tigers, also an author and an actor, and you are listening to Tailgate Talk.
Hey, good Saturday morning, everyone. Welcome to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're live here on WKAC, the Big 1080. We're not at Applebee's, though, guys. We're in the studio. And we're not even in the penthouse.
Nope.
We're in the studio. Tom McClung here, old Todd. This is a good way to start the year off. Let's do this again. Tom McClung, old Tomcat here, alongside Todd the Bod Tomlin, producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert. And we've got the News Courier sports writer, for the new News Courier sports writer for, his name is Adam Dodson. Adam Dodson. It's the first show of the year, guys.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's not the first time that's happened.
Shake that rust off.
Shake the rust off. Call or text us at area code. I'll start reading something. Maybe that'll help. Call or text us at area code 256-812-1848 or 256-812-1TGT. You can find our website online at tailgatetalk.net. Follow our Twitter and Instagram accounts at Tailgate Talk AL. Facebook and MeWe, just simple Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Subscribe to the Applebee's Tailgate Talk YouTube. There's some good video in there, so get on there and take a view or two. Amazon Echo, say Alexa.
Play Tailgate Talk.
Google Home, say okay, Google.
Play Applebee's
There he
Tailgate
is,
Talk.
our Bama Zach buddy. Download the Tailgate Talk app for Android or iPhone, powered by Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. Look for Applebee's Tailgate Talk on iTunes, Amazon Music, Google, Spotify, and other popular podcast platforms. We got a great show lined up for you today. Our Huntsville Havoc hookup, Clay, the Freak Man.
Freak Daddy.
Freak Daddy.
Wow. Take 2 weeks off and you just forget
Take
everything.
2 weeks off and I'll just shut up and keep talking. Shut up, keep talking, wake up and go to sleep. And like I said earlier, our News Courier sports editor, Adam Dodson, is here. Griff Redmill, that big fellow we talked to at the duck pond that day, he's coming in. He used to play basketball or football for some team. Todd, you want to take over this?
One of these wonderful schools.
One of these wonderful schools down here. And David.
Roll Tide.
The ABS girls basketball coach, David Cox, will be coming in. Both of those will be in studio. I'm looking forward to that. And we'll have our main man, the Swami of the SEC, AP Steadham, talking to us. He's not here. He's probably somewhere
he's in a
around
penthouse somewhere else.
Indianapolis or something.
Yeah, living large.
He does. He lives large, man.
He does, man. We just live through him. It must be.
He's a good one.
Steadham. AP Steadham.
AP Steadham. I met him, in the bathroom at the press box.
Oh, yeah.
It's a shame that you met him in the men's room, because if you'd been outside the men's room, you could have met one of the lovely ladies that usually
he was
accompany him.
Well, that would be,
But
if anybody could get an extra press pass for his lovely lady, I would have to say it'd be Steadham. AP Steadham. We may have to start doing that, Tim. I like that. Steadham. AP Steadham.
I wonder if he likes it shaken, not stirred.
We'll be talking to AP on the First National Bank hotline, making communities great. So it's time for Tomcat to shut up and toss it over to our producer extraordinaire and give us a rundown of the local sports.
All right, scores and more brought to you by P4 Physical Therapy, delivering world-class outpatient care with a purpose. Visit them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com. Basketball games last night. Athens boys defeated Columbia 74-62. The girls also won their game. I didn't really get a final score on that, but I do know they won. May Jemison May Jemison boys beat East Limestone 58-47, but the Lady Indians won 46-43. Clements boys defeated Colbert Heights 66-32. The Lady Colts also won 43-33. Tanner boys beat Ardmore 53-47. The Tanner girls over Ardmore 58-23. ABS boys won their homecoming game against Shoals Christian 66-51, and that was a game we carried it last night, and it ended up being more exciting than it had to be. But anyway, it was. They still came out.
Shoals Christian's about like the Cater Heritage anyway.
Bunch of punks.
I mean, really.
I just said it for you, brother.
Anyway, Shoals Christian girls won 57-34.
Well, that's no good.
I know it well. And one of the Wallen triplets, she's the head coach of the Shoals Christian
Really?
girls.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Emma's the head coach over there. Let's see what we've got. Coming up next week, we'll be live from UAH. So
wicked.
Cool.
Nice.
So
we haven't been over there in a while.
Well, it's been a couple of years since we've been over there.
Yeah,
Zach was still with us when we were over there.
They wouldn't
got
let
a
us
lot going on.
They wouldn't let us come over there last year. So
We're gonna get the women's lacrosse coach on.
I don't know. We'll just we'll have to see. But yeah, we'll have as many coaches on from
great.
there
I
as
love
we
it.
can. I think both basketball teams are playing that day later on, so we'll be able to talk to both the basketball coaches.
Awesome.
Yeah, you know they got that new school over there, the Alabama School of Cyber Technology and Engineering. I think ABS played them just the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was wondering where they came from because this is the first year I've ever heard of them.
And it's on UAH's campus?
I think it's.
That's cool.
I don't know if it's either sponsored by UAH or if
Okay.
they're kind of like affiliated with them. But yeah, no, they're very good at engineering.
I was going to say, at least they take a technical approach, the angle of the ball off the backboard or
Launch angle. That's right.
Yeah, launch angle.
I thought they might be good in esports,
Yeah.
They'll probably kill you in that.
Yeah.
I was actually just talking to my buddy from Bob Jones, and he was saying that they got winners in Madden and all kinds of stuff for esports now.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's
that's-
crazy.
that's
Scholarships for esports in high school.
we've had the James
like the
Clemens
Madison
team
Academy
on,
of esports.
Yeah.
we've had James Clemens team on a couple of times. They actually won the state.
Yeah.
this
They
last
were
year.
kind of in the forefront of all this as far as the high school around here goes, and now it's becoming the
I
team.
got a friend whose daughter is actually coach of the Bob Jones esport team, and they won the state. And she was talking about, you got to get my daughter on it because they're out of Limestone County.
Yeah.
She's from Limestone County. I love her to death. Great girl. And I'd love to get her on, but Limestone County.
Yeah.
That's all.
She's from Limestone County?
Yes.
We could be in the rules. I mean, we did have Kendall Randolph on.
That's true. You let me know. I'll get you
back
hooked up
when he
for him.
was.
Yeah, that's what Bob Jones got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
anyway, there's your scores and more brought to you by P4 Physical Therapy.
Well, that sounds great, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk to Adam Dodson a bit right now. What you mentioned, let's do some highlights, high sports, moments.
Highlight?
Highlights. Not high life. That's
No, I said highlight.
Highlight. Yeah, that. Yeah. That JLA, if you ever see the signs in Florida. Where's JLA? So just start talking. Dodson, Adam, you're new here, and give everybody a rundown of personal life first, and then hit some of the memories of 2021.
Yeah, well, first off, thank you for having me on. I'm very happy to be a part of this community and also to be on the radio right now. So I'm happy to be here. And so I am a North Alabama guy. I've lived here my whole life. I went to Bob Jones High School. I grew up in Madison, but I've lived off County Line Road my whole life. So I've always been like right next to Limestone County.
You're on the
exactly.
You're on the outskirts.
So yeah, and I've been with the News Courier. It's not my first newspaper job. It's actually my third. But I've been with the News Courier since October. I'm the sports editor there, and I have really enjoyed it so far. Doing the page, meeting the coaches, everything. So I'm really enjoying being part of the Limestone community, and I think it helps a lot that I grew up in the North Alabama area.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So yeah, and I think what we'd like to talk about is the top stories of 2021.
Top stories. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, that's the word.
That's the word.
Top.
Yeah, the top.
Well, there was a lot, obviously, that happened in Limestone County. Some teams had a lot of great success, and there's also a lot of stuff that happened earlier on in the year, even as late as last January, that I think a lot of people maybe forget about. And I think one of the main things that I think a lot of people care about here is what we were talking about earlier with Bama Zach. And obviously, you all know a little bit more about that than I do. So what would you all like to say about that?
January 5th.
Yeah,
We'd been
past
praying for
Wednesday
him. When did he go in the hospital? November? Somewhere around in there?
Somewhere around in there.
October? I've still got texts.
I do too. I've got texts on my phone.
Yeah. But he passed on the January 5th.
And, just when I was going through my planner towards the end of December, so a couple weeks ago, transferring stuff from my old planner to my new planner, I ran up on that date, and I was like, oh, my gosh, I cannot believe it's been a year. I mean, if I'd had to guess, I'd have said 9 months at tops and closer to 6. It just I was blessed to be a pallbearer in his funeral, and that day just resonates like it was yesterday with myself.
Well, it really feels like he touched a lot of people in the community.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely.
And this just isn't in his adulthood. This goes all the way back to when he was in school.
In high school.
I mean, he was Bama Zach even then in school. Everybody knew Bama Zach. Everybody loved Bama Zach.
Yep.
And he had the same great attitude, and he was being encouraging and just loving being around the game. Obviously, he wasn't physically gifted enough to play ball, but he wanted to be around it and be around the athletes. And he served.
Yeah, he did. He was a manager. Any way he could be there to help.
Any way he could to help. And
that says a lot about his parents.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you know Bama Zach, but you know the family as well.
Yeah.
They're just a wonderful family as well. And November 9th is the last text that I sent to Bama Zach, and actually I told him, I want you to know there are hundreds and hundreds of people praying for you, buddy, and we know God has you in His caring arms, love you, praying for you, and thinking of you often. And that was November 9th of last year. So. And he Christmas Eve, he got to leave the hospital, going to a rehab facility, and we thought
he'd been cleared.
Had it whooped, and a couple of days later, took a turn. Not even a couple of days, really. The next day, took kind of a turn for the worse. And, it was all downhill from there. Sadly, passed away shortly thereafter. But wonderful family. Parents are awesome. Sisters are awesome, and this community lost a lot when we lost him.
Yeah, it seems like it affected a lot of people when that happened. I know we get calls at the newspaper all the time asking if we're going to do something in memory of him, and obviously that was the case with mentioning him on the front page.
No, it was awesome, and thank y'all so much for doing that.
Absolutely.
I sent his sister Camilla a text that morning and was like, wow, what a great surprise, to see Zach on the front cover. And
it was a good photo, too.
Oh, it was. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, so obviously that was incredibly important to this community. And something else that I think is also kind of etched into the community is the county tournament at the beginning of the year. Now, obviously, the county tournament, the most recent one was last January, so I think some people maybe have forgotten about it, but it's still a top story of 2021 with West Limestone and Tanner, the boys and girls respectively, winning the titles last year. And one thing I've noticed with county basketball around here, whether it's West Limestone, Elkmont, Athens, whoever, and I know Athens isn't in the county tournament, but what I've noticed is that
they used to be.
Yeah.
What I've noticed is that the parents really, really, really get into the basketball around here. Well, people around, obviously football, that's given. People can get into football, but basketball around here, people will strangle you if you get in their way on a play.
And I'm not, you're
that I never was that way.
You're a really young man, and Tim can and Tom both can testify to this, but and I'm not poo-pooing on today's atmosphere or whatever, but back when I was in school in the early 80s, you had Athens ranked. I went to East, Tanner, Clements. All of us were ranked top 5, 6 every year I played. And county tournament, standing room only.
Brutal, man.
Played at Athens High School.
Yeah.
People standing around the walls. You shoot a layup, you're running into fans. So it's not quite that same, at least packed atmosphere, but you're right. County tournament is cutthroat kind of.
It is.
It's cutthroat.
Heck, I'll go to a Clements Tanner girls basketball game and a fight will almost break out and parents are yelling at the refs. I was like, I'm all about this. This is the intensity I want to see.
Guys, let's hold this thought and we're going to take a break. Oh, just keep going. Oh, we got to get Clay. Okay, sorry. Well, go ahead. Continue the process.
You're all good.
But no, you bring up a great point, Adam. It is. It's a great atmosphere. It's cutthroat, and that's the kind of atmosphere I love too in a basketball game, man. I wouldn't be a referee for squat.
I've told this story before, but I'm the guy that used to scream at the refs, and then
you became one.
And then I became one around 2010 in rec league. So just let everybody know. If you remember me screaming, I was a ref. Karma and I are even.
Yeah.
And I umpired high school baseball. I never had the guts to do basketball and certainly football. Didn't know enough about football. But baseball was bad enough, but basketball, because you're right there.
Oh, yeah.
And rec league is serious.
And I'm one of the worst at it. I'm one of them that'll stand right there on the edge of the court, and when that ball's being thrown in bounds, I'm 3 feet away from the ref explaining to him that call. He just missed. And not so polite way. Imagine that.
There ain't no fence in between you
and
the fans
exactly
in basketball.
right.
At least in baseball, you got that chain link fence preventing
I've
you
seen
from
many adult thrown out of a game.
Gym.
I only had to throw one out of the gym the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, we had the cops called up a couple times up at Palmer Park in Madison just for the rec baseball league. My dad used to be the president of it, and he had to call the cops multiple times because of these baseball dads is what I call them. There's baseball dads, there's football dads, there's cheer moms.
Oh yeah,
there's also baseball moms.
Oh yeah. I married one of those. I married one of those baseball moms.
Okay. Yeah, I used to love the baseball moms.
Yeah, well, softball dads may be the most helicopter parents.
Wow.
And obviously not all of them, but the ones who are like really intense.
They love it.
Yeah, no, who absolutely love it. They're
serious, boy.
The best part about those parents, which I was one of them, is they're there with their children.
Oh yeah.
They're there with their children before they get to the field, after they come from the field.
Oh, yeah.
And I've always said this.
And in between.
You'll never lay on your deathbed and say, I spent too much time with my children.
Yeah. Right. No, you're right. And that's why I think the softball dads, they're so intense, but those are the people that, coaches can rely on to be there for the kids. Those are the people that reporters want to talk to because they care about the team and will give you the interviews. And I think that's the same way with baseball dads. Now, are they a little harsh on the referees? Probably. I don't envy the referees or the umpires in any way.
But you know what? You bring up, I've never really thought about that, but baseball moms is one thing, but a softball dad, that's your baby girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And that's a different kind of love or intent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's your daughter. That's your baby girl. So that intensity is probably a little thicker, I would think, than a baseball.
But I'm telling you what's more cutthroat than anything right now, and it's cheer. Cheer is absolutely cutthroat. I mean, the amount of
competition, a lot of money too.
A lot of politics involved in it. Which politics is involved in every sport.
That's right. Well, guys, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side, hopefully, with Freak Daddy Clay Coleman, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC.
Next week, we'll be live from UAH. We'll be back with more Applebee's Tailgate Talk after this. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens. Your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
If you're running out of space and a yard sale just isn't an option, Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage gives you the choice. Midpoint Storage on Highway 72 East has traditional or climate-controlled units along with spaces for your boat or RV. Buddy Box offers convenient, secured, portable storage units delivered right to your home. They're both locally owned, too. Call 256-800-4249. Look for them on Facebook or online at midpoint.storage.com or buddyboxstorage.com. It's a win-win situation. Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage. 256-800-4249.
The new year is upon us, and 2022 gives you too many reasons to upgrade. With Ardmore Telephone Company's broadband internet, you will be more productive working from home, enjoy seamless streaming, and blast your competition with more bandwidth. There are too many benefits to list. Upgrade your internet service today. Call ATC at 800-830-9946. New internet customers get the first month free.
Accidents happen. It's a part of life. So next time a wreck is a part of your life, Sides Auto Body Repair is there to lend a hand. Since 1987, Sides Auto Body Repair has been guiding customers through the repair process with as little stress as possible, offering free estimates, a limited lifetime warranty on their work, as well as saving you the headache of handling the insurance paperwork. They're also ICAR Platinum certified and can boast over 60 years of combined experience. Call their Highway 72 West location at 230-6464 or Highway 72 East at 444-0729. Either way, call them first. Sides Auto Body Repair. Keep up with local school, travel, youth, and amateur sports throughout the week with the Play Action Sports Update. Listen weekday mornings at 7:30 and weekday afternoons at 1:30 and 3:30 as we bring you the latest scores, news, and announcements from Limestone County and surrounding communities. That's the Play Action Sports Update 3 times a day, Monday through Friday on 1080 WKAC.
Hi, this is David Cox, girls basketball coach at Athens Bible School, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
When you're born in this world, you're given a ticket to the freak show.
So you're a control freak?
It's just a freak show anyway.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom McClung, Old Time Cat here alongside Todd the Bod Tomlin, producer extraordinaire, and our special guest, Adam Dodson, News Courier sports editor. And we've got the man here, the best 10-year picture on Facebook. You seen those 10-year pictures? He's half the man.
He was hot then and he's hotter now.
Welcome.
Freak Daddy.
Welcome, brother. How you doing, Clay Coleman?
Doing good, thank you. Yeah, that was yeah, look at those pictures. Yeah, it's a different story, but it's one of those things that I think most people try to, they get to a time in their life when they're a little overweight or they got some health issues, and they try to do it within 30 days or 60 days.
That's not going to happen.
Frustrated.
Yeah. No.
And I just, literally mine was, it's got to be a lifestyle change, and I did it over, 9-10 years. So.
There you go.
You did a wonderful
job, dude.
See, I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I just maintain.
Yeah. Right there.
I'm round. I have stayed round.
He is a round ball of
you're
sexy. That's what Todd is.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Talk about the Havoc, man.
Yeah.
The boys are playing good. I
was going to say, man, after losing in Knoxville and Roanoke and then now 2 big wins to the second and third place teams, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, this past, couple weeks when they went on the road, I really felt that was going to be the true gauge to see where we were. We kind of talked that they were playing and had a good record, but they'd play the lower tier teams, but got some games against, one against Quad City last night, which they're the number 3 team in the league, and beat them 6-2, and then we won in Evansville on Friday, play Quad City again tonight. So, yeah, it was a good little – I was getting kind of worried. We had the NHL made some changes with COVID stuff, and that kind of created a little bit of a shakeup in the lower leagues because they were allowed to have this taxi team or whatever that, could have people on standby that if they needed to bring in to help with COVID. So a lot of the AHL guys got called up, which trickled down to the, ECHL guys coming up. And then, I think in one day, there were 16 call-ups throughout the league.
Wow.
And I did some research, and I think that's the most in a single day in the history of the S2HL that many guys got called up in one day. So we had Max Milosic that got called up and Bauer Newdecker, and, it was kind of Cole Reginato and some other people that got called up. So I was kind of scared a little bit. I was like, well, you're going to have this test and you're going to have some adversity of your players getting called up. But, they've done pretty well. So, yeah, it's exciting. I mean, to sit there and look and be 22-3, and then you look down and, Macon, Vermilion, have only got 3 wins. Birmingham's only got 4 wins. So, we got just, the losses are as big as some teams have wins right now. So that's pretty crazy.
Now, these call-ups, is it similar to the NBA where it's like a 10-day deal, or is it temporary, permanent, or up in the air? How does that work?
Usually they'll do like a 3-day that could turn into Cole Reginato went up, and he's already back. They're saying that with Max got called up to the Toledo Walleye, and it could be a month for him if whether or not he may get back, and if he does a good job up there, he could stay. So it's you never know.
We'll hope he does.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So,
but good for him. Good for him. Max is a great guy.
No, absolutely.
You always want to see someone do better. It just kind of you start getting kind of weary when you're like, okay, we're having the best season we've ever had, and things may start to change. That looks like they haven't.
That's what I was fixing to say. We're selfish. We want to keep our players and keep winning.
So, do you anticipate this continuing with all this COVID stuff happening? And also, do you think that whoever maneuvers this COVID situation the best will find themselves in the best situation at the end of the year?
I think the crazy thing is I think that you're going to see it on the higher levels more because I think I hate to say it, but I think there's some sponsorship pressure from some of the bigger teams. I don't think you're going to see it here in the SPHL because it's more of a small business, and like our team, our coach decided at the beginning of the year that everyone was going to be vaccinated, and we're trying to follow the best, science, I guess you could say. And if you've taken all the precautions and you've done the vaccine and you've done things, then it kind of doesn't make as much sense to go backwards, because it seems like that every day there's a new variant that pops up. We see that now we're starting to see the trickle in of the flu word mentioned more than we did in the last little bit.
Flurona or whatever.
I don't see it going backwards, at least from our level, but I do see there is that trickle down from whatever happens up top kind of flows down to us. But the one thing that our players kind of have the benefit of, and it's kind of when you're getting behind the curtain a little bit, these guys are not making the money that's being made at those upper levels. So a guy that goes to an ECHL team, you're looking at probably maybe $100 more a week that he would make. So it's not that drastic. So a lot of these guys, they're not going to play on the bigger level. So it's like, hey, they're playing for the experience and the opportunity. So we've been lucky. Our Huntsville embraces these guys, and they really like the city, and they like the booster club and everybody that does the really good things for them. So sometimes they're kind of like, do I really want to leave for $100? I'm playing. I'm on a special team. I mean, to be on a team like this, that when it gets to 28 games, we're at the halfway point, and we're at 26 games. So to only have 3 losses halfway through, I mean, this could be
amazing.
A pretty awesome season.
Well, I know when you see 2 hot chicks fighting in the stands over a hockey player, that type of community support is hard to beat.
Right. Oh, if life was so easy that all you had to do
That's a true story, man. I saw it.
At a Havoc game?
No, it was a Channel Cat game. Several years ago.
Okay.
Still same community, still same hockey.
Still same fans.
Yeah, it was a good one, man. Those big hair and heels. One of those fake fingernails got janked off.
Oh wow!
It was a sight. They were mad till he started crying, and it was over with.
Well, maybe we can start sponsoring those at Havoc games.
Oh Lord,
there we
no!
Go.
Might work.
Just fights in general, really.
How's T-Bone doing, brother? Is he still training?
He is. He's training. He's actually getting ready to jump into a new mode. He tweaked his knee and had to go through the rehab process. He didn't have any tears or anything, but he had a bone bruise, and so his wrestling career kind of went on hold. But I think that he has been cleared. They have a match in Athens on Tuesday. And if there's players in his weight class, then he could possibly get to wrestle. If not, it'll be next Saturday against Grissom to be back in. But yeah, it's been a different thing for him, and I think it's a great life lesson and a great learning lesson for him. Is he pretty big kid. He kind of mowed his way through football. Really, nobody really challenged him. He was kind of the bigger kid, and he got into wrestling, and he's right around he lost some weight during the season, so he's right around 236, and he's wrestling in the 285 weight class.
Oh my goodness! I was going to say, I'd get out there and wrestle with him.
He's learned, like my father used to always say, that there's a butt whooping for everybody. And, he's found out that he's not the biggest kid now, and so it's been a little bit of a learning curve for him. But like I said, I think it's a good.
Oh, it's a great experience.
He's taken the adversity really well, and he's got a guy that he's going to start working out with that is now in Madison. He was a strength and conditioning coach for App State and interned some stuff with Auburn. A guy named Brick Aldridge that.
Brick Aldridge is a professional wrestler.
Yeah, so we're going to take kind of a next level step with him and get
that
in.
Is awesome.
Hopefully, the James Clemens Jets are going to have a unique year this year. You're losing 29 seniors. It's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. And I don't know if you guys saw the schedule of them yet, but they've got some pretty tough teams. They've got some of those Birmingham teams are coming up early in the season. Coach McGee, I guess, made the effort to say we need to start seeing some of these Birmingham schools before the playoffs hit. So I think it's a smart move to see how that goes and comes out. But that's going to be an interesting there as well with James Clemens. So it's going to be a young team. So it'll be hopefully T-Bone will be able to step in and help with that, and that'll be interesting to see. Hopefully he can make it. But he's a good kid, so I'm excited.
Yeah, he is. Well, listen, I'll see Brick Aldridge tonight. Matter of fact, at New South Pro Wrestling in Hartsville. So I'll drop a word.
Yeah,
he sounds like a good guy.
That you know T-Bone, and he
that's great.
Actually, he starts on Monday.
Awesome.
With his new training. But I don't feel like I said, James Clemens are playing Gardendale and Mountain Brook right at the first two games of the year, so it'll be
big programs.
Yeah, get them competition early.
Yep.
Well, good luck to him.
Freak Daddy, it's been awesome. We'll catch you back next week, buddy.
Have a good
one. Guys. Thank y'all very much.
See you,
okay,
buddy.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Clay Coleman, the Freak Daddy, our Huntsville Havoc hookup, and always a good story with T-Bone. Time to take a break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
Congratulations to Danny South, Amber Patterson, Braxton Davis, Wanda Simmons, Byron England, and Julie Marshall, this week's Howl with the Havoc winners. They each pick up tickets to see the Huntsville Havoc in action this season. Enter your name for our weekly drawing at tailgatetalk.net, and you may be one of our next winners. Tailgate Talk will be right back.
First National Bank is a name everyone in the community will recognize. We see it in our schools, in our parks, and in our homes. First National Bank is proud to help make our community great. I'm a First National Bank Student Advisory Board member, Rainey Oakley, from Elmont High School. I love to help represent First National Bank in my community. First National Bank, making communities great, member FDIC.
Smith's Heating and Cooling in Elmont is your friendly local contractor servicing most brands of equipment and proudly installing industry-leading Rheem systems. Whether it's an air conditioner, gas furnace, heat pump, or indoor air quality system, Smith's Heating and Cooling takes pride in their exceptional installation and 24/7 customer service after the fact. They offer financing too. Call 777-5450 today to schedule an appointment or a free no-obligation consultation. Smith's Heating and Cooling. Call 777-5450. Visit them on Facebook or online at smithsheatingandcoolingllc.com.
Hey guys, this is Joanna Clem for CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications. I'd like to personally invite you to visit CEI Bookstore. While you're here, you'll find a wide selection of Bibles, gift items, trustworthy study materials, and more for you and your church. Our friendly staff will be happy to help you with your selections while you shop in the store. We even offer personalized Bible imprinting and gift wrapping. Not in the Athens area? Enjoy shopping with us online at truthbooks.com. CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications, taking his hand, helping each other home.
Are you getting the propane service you deserve? At Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore, you always get the most value for your dollar, professional gas personnel who make safety a high priority, and you can always get in touch with them any day of the year at any time. They accept Visa and MasterCard too. So if you're not happy with your present propane supplier, join the many who have made the switch. Give Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore a call at 256-423-3320. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right.
Hi, this is Terry Henley, former running back from the Auburn Tigers, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen, live here in studio at the WKAC studios on North Jefferson Street. Tom McClung, old Tomcat here, alongside Todd the Bod Tomlin, producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert, and our special guest host today, Adam Dodson, the News Courier sports editor. And we're going to toss it over to Adam, talk about a few more top stories of 2021.
Right. So I think one that really gathered the interest of the community was this fall, late fall, when East Limestone made it all the way to the state title game for volleyball. But so while obviously that was a great accomplishment, making it to the state title at East Limestone, but what ended up happening was they had to face Bayside Academy. And if you know anything about Bayside Academy, you know that they're a private school down in Daphne. You know they've won 20 straight volleyball titles, spanning 5 different classifications. And I just thought it was, I don't know, I thought it was interesting that East Limestone had to face Bayside in the first place. I think Bayside should either be a higher classification or should, I don't know, maybe play in a different classification. That's just how I felt about it. But and I think some other members of the community, especially those who go to the county schools, I think they felt the same way, that maybe Bayside should be 6A or 7A if they're truly that good at volleyball. So I thought what was really interesting top story of the year was East Limestone making it all that way, and then having to face someone who maybe shouldn't have been in 5A. Yeah. Maybe they should have been in 6A or 7A.
But I mean, and also, we need to congratulate East Limestone's bowling title.
Yeah.
They won last year.
Yeah.
But, that was a big deal for them, and they're competing for another one this year. But, there's some situations like that in football. I mean, you hate to use the word recruit, but
yeah,
it's what it is.
I mean, it is what it is. It happens, and families move in, or or whatever you want to get put up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's it's a slippery slope, and it's easier for teams that have that reputation already, like Bayside Academy, to quote unquote recruit. And it's almost like it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like they've done so well for so long that they're going to keep quote unquote recruiting to get better players.
Yeah, like it's amazing that school can have the best of the best
all the time.
Players
all
the
time.
The fact that they started off in 1A and have won 20 straight titles going all the way up to 5A, I mean, it's pretty crazy. And like I said, I really want to congratulate East Limestone for doing as well as they did, because the 2 rounds before the championship game, they won 3-0, 3-0. So they were dominating up until that point. So I thought that was really important. And also we got to give a shout out to Ardmore softball, because they made it to the state title game as well. So, I mean, a lot of Limestone County schools doing really well in sports.
Let me ask you what your thoughts are on this, Adam, about and I guess for lack of a better word, dominance of the south of the state against the north in football when it comes to playoff time.
Man, it's
crazy.
It's always been that way, though.
Yeah,
I know, but
it's pretty crazy.
Like,
you think eventually the north would catch up, right?
I'm saying, like, you would think we'd squeak one in,
I think they will, but to bring up your point, 3 of the same schools have played in the past 5 semifinals for football: Hoover, Central, and Thompson.
Thompson,
yeah, and then the The other schools has been a combination of either Lee or I can't even remember who was in it this year, who took on Central. Auburn. It was Auburn. That's who it was. So you're seeing, like you said, the dominance where these same schools like Thompson and Hoover are just really controlling the sport a lot like the SEC controls the sport in football for college football. So yeah, I think eventually schools like James Clemens and Bob Jones will catch up. I mean, we got some really good programs out there. Sparkman's been on the rise, so I think we will eventually catch up. But yeah, it was tough watching Oak Mountain beat James Clemens, and it was tough watching Hewitt-Trussville beat Bob Jones, and it was tough watching even Centerpoint beat East Limestone. Yeah. So yeah, you're seeing what you said was the dominance, but I do think we're going to the northern part of the state is going to catch up eventually.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take another quick break. We'll be right back. On the opposite side, we'll have the ABS girls basketball coach, David Cox. He's in studio, ready to go. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
Real estate, real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate, real easy.
This is Bella LaFontaine with Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We take care of all the basics. We take care of cockroaches, ants, wasps. As far as rodents go, most places they'll trap or poison, and that's the end of it. What we do is we're actually going to find the entry points, and we're going to take care of that for you. We do a lot of work with a lot of realtors here in town to bring houses to the closing table. So one of the big things about us is that we're not a sales company. We are a service provider. So we're not looking to meet a sales quota. We're looking to get a house ready to go to closing and get our customers taken care of. This is Bella LaFontaine, Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We are located at 3413 6th Avenue in Huntsville, Alabama. Phone number is 256-701-7095.
Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. Need custom screen printing or other promotional products? Got You Covered Screen Printing and More in Athens is, well, got you covered. Screen printing, promotional items, stickers, graphic design, vinyl for signs and garments, and other customized products. They also offer local pickup and delivery services, rush orders, volume discounts, and can customize any project to meet your needs. Got You Covered guarantees to get the job done and will work hard to make sure you're completely satisfied. Call today, 444-4500, or stop by and see them at 389 West Sandifer Road in Athens. Got You Covered Screen Printing and more. Check out the WKAC sports page. Go to WKAC1080.com and click on the WKAC sports icon. You can listen to the current sports stream as well as game archives, past coaches shows, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk on demand. If you're on your smartphone, you can stay automatically updated as new items are posted. The WKAC sports page. Another reason why your best source for Limestone County sports is WKAC1080.com and 1080 WKAC.
Hi, this is Athens girls basketball coach Jeffrey Tucker, and you are listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Tom McClung here, Old Time Kid, alongside Todd the Bod Tomlin, producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert, our special guest, News Courier sports editor Adam Dodson is also joining us, and we've got the head basketball coach of the Athens Bible School girls. Coach David Cox is in the studio with us, a regular.
He is a regular. And Coach Cox, before we move on, I have to tell Adam, my mama sent me a text.
Okay.
Please tell Adam Dodson I'm so happy his reporting, best we've had in years.
Oh, man, I appreciate that.
I thought I'd throw you that accolade online or on the air. So.
I love it. I appreciate
it. He's been at ABS gym a time or two.
Oh, yeah.
Not used to that.
Oh, okay.
So talk about your girls.
Well, we've had our ups and downs. We're, 7 and 8 as of last night. We got beat last night. Shoals Christian, it was our homecoming game, but Shoals Christian's got a good team.
Yep.
They're similar to us. I wish I could play them again, not at homecoming.
Right.
No, because that's a distraction.
Yeah.
But still, they're a good team, well coached, and they've come a long way. But our girls are making progress. They're young. I mean, we've got Molly Chumley's our senior starting guard, and really
that's a unique story. I hope we have time to discuss later.
Yeah, Adam did a story on her. But anyway, we've got some young players that are having to fill some big roles, and some of them are doing a great job. I mean, Brooke Blakely is one of our guards and leading us in scoring for the season, and Addison Simmons is coming into the post, and she's actually our leading rebounder. And then we've got another freshman that's playing in the post, Katie Lee Helms, and she actually had 13 points the other night in the game. And
good deal.
She wasn't on the radar really to start this year in the post for sure. But
it's a big deal when the young ones can step up like that.
I love those kind of surprises.
You have injuries, and you lose Breland, who started for us last year in the post, and wasn't able to start with a knee and an ankle injury, and then last night I was in there and had probably a concussion. But anyway, so she struggled to get into the court and on the court for us. But Katie Lee stepped in, and she's stepping up, and so that's been good. We need that, and they're just a bunch of freshmen and sophomores, so future looks good for ABS.
Future so bright, he got to wear shades.
Well, I don't know.
He got them shades hanging around your neck.
Yeah.
It says a lot about coaching when the young ones step up when they need to.
Well, I don't know about the coaching part. But
no, you've done really well for a long time, girls. Coach. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being humble, but they wouldn't be there without you and your staff, and you're right. The future sounds really good, and
off air, I asked, was a top story of 2020 when y'all moved into the gym this year. They're like, dude, we've been in the gym since 2019. I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah, we've been there. It's just, like I said, it's going to be old now.
At least it's got air conditioning.
Yeah, we just need auxiliary gyms. Anybody out there who's got money want to donate to us to get another gym?
Well, you're sitting right here with the alumni who's got all the money in the world.
Yeah, that's right. We just need 2 gyms. We got the gym filled up this morning. We got games tonight.
Hey, that's great.
We'll have
it was packed when I drove by.
Had about a 2-hour break in between our elementary games and the game starting this afternoon.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Brand, and I was going through y'all's schedule because it usually mirrors each other, and I was like, my God, y'all have so many games coming up. I mean, it was like, it seems like it was like 5 and 8 days or something.
Oh, wow.
5 and 8, 10 days.
Yeah, well, this week didn't help us when we had 2 games scheduled. Thursday and Friday had to cancel one. Then you had to move it, so then that means you got to move that game somewhere. So we had to bump it up to this Saturday instead of next Saturday. And so it's just like everything. And at least we didn't lose it. We've lost 1 game right now with Shoals Christian. We've got to cancel next week, but we'll have to try to find somewhere to put it, but I don't know if we will. I sure would like to, because I'd like to give them the shot.
Has this year been any better, the same as far as COVID rescheduling and mask goes? Or is it...
The COVID situation really hasn't, knock on wood if you got any wood around. I see some metal.
But might be some fake wood here.
But we haven't really had that problem this year, and I don't know that I've heard about it from a lot of
I haven't heard a lot about it.
There was one COVID cancellation recently. It was with Oakwood Academy.
Okay, now,
and that was it.
That's right.
That was it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was against Lindsay Lane.
Yep.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Now, if y'all got Decatur Heritage coming up on y'all schedule this week?
Well, not this week. We'll get a week off. We got Lindsay Lane Tuesday.
That's right.
Oakwood on Saturday. So, 2 area games. We don't want to put Decatur Heritage in the mix.
I love the Lane, but man, put those Decatur Heritage folks in their places with Coach whenever. They're a bunch of punks.
we'll do the best we can. But you know how that goes. We're playing sophomore freshmen, remember?
Right. So I guess one question I have for you is you brought up the whole homecoming aspect of it. So you called it a distraction. Do you think that actually fuels people when they figure out that you're the homecoming game, or is it a lot of bug?
Yeah, I think if you're the opposing team, you're going in, you think, hey, they've picked us for homecoming.
Chip.
You got a little chip. You're thinking they're picking us for homecoming. I mean, I think that's the way it was when I was back in school.
Yeah. And that's a really unique thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Adam, because, East Limestone doesn't have a homecoming basketball game. Tanner doesn't. Elmont doesn't. Because y'all don't have a football team.
Right. That's right.
So it's unique. It always has been. I can remember being young and going to Bible school homecoming games, and it was a big deal, man. Yeah. That old gym was rocking.
Well, what you've got, last night I had 2 starters that were on the homecoming court.
Yeah.
So they had to get off the court, get their pictures made, get all of their dresses, and get on the floor. And so I'm sitting there turning around, figuring out, okay, are they going to be here to start the game?
That's
or
a
not?
distraction.
One court to another.
And so they're running onto the floor, and really I'd almost decided to make a change and not start them because they weren't there. But then, circumstances came. Here they come from running out. Here we are.
Yeah.
Lord. So at least they had their tennis shoes on. And
well, they had the tennis shoes on. Well,
I
think they had the heels on before they had tennis shoes on. But anyway.
Me.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that being a distraction without a doubt.
I wish we just had a little more time, and it would help just to get our minds.
Yeah.
Get your minds ready, prepared,
focused. But it's what it is.
It's all right.
We learned a lot with that with COVID.
Yeah, that's true. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Well, talk a little bit about Emily. For the folks that hadn't seen the, I believe is that her first name, Emily?
Molly.
Yeah, Molly
Chumley.
Yeah, Molly Chumley.
Molly. Yeah. Molly's she's a senior. She's a great girl.
Great story.
Kudos
to Buck.
Was it Chumley's adopted her?
Yep.
I remember when they got her. Go back there with her, but she's grown up. She's a fine young lady. She's what you really want to see as an athlete who does well, who deserves the things. Of course, I can say about all of our girls, pretty much. There are a lot of good girls on that team, but Molly is a good leader. She's not real out front, boisterous kind of thing, but she leads by example, and she does a lot of things like that. And she's just all around just a good person. And whatever she does, she's gonna give it all she's got. But then again, coming from the family she comes from, I wouldn't expect any.
Yeah. They're a big basketball family. Buck loves some Illinois football.
Oh yeah, he's Illinois.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's Illinois. He's a Illini.
No doubt
about that.
Yeah, and I just think it kind of embodies what Athens Bible is all about when you have someone like the Chumbleys who adopt this girl from China and then raise her in the family, and she grows up to be who she is. And I think it says a lot about. You all have volunteer coaches over there. You all have people who step up in a lot of ways, and I think it says a lot about Athens Bible's culture to have stories like that come out, such as Molly.
Yeah, well. She's been a recipient of a blessing, but she's been a blessing to a lot of people too.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee she will be in her life.
Oh yeah.
Coach, thanks again for joining us. Good luck on the rest of the season. Don't be a stranger.
Right.
Always great having you on the show, buddy. It's time to take a break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
Congratulations to Athens Bible School's Addison Simmons, our Applebee's Neighborhood Athlete of the Week. Addison picks up a gift card from the Athens Applebee's and a Tailgate Talk t-shirt from Gotcha Covered Screen Printing and more. Go to tailgatetalk.net and enter your nominations for future polls. We'll be back with more Applebee's Tailgate Talk after this.
Hey guys, this is Joanna for CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications. Many of you are searching for Bible study materials for your Bible classes. Our best-selling Bible curriculum, Discovering God's Way, is a reliable tool for teaching students of all ages through the Bible in its entirety. We're sure you'll love this curriculum, and if you'd like to see other options of Bible classes, we'll be happy to help you select from our topical studies. So stop struggling with the search and come by and let us help you select reliable and meaningful study materials for your class today. CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications, taking his hand, helping each other home.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
The new year is upon us, and 2022 gives you too many reasons to upgrade. With Ardmore Telephone Company's broadband internet, you will be more productive working from home, enjoy seamless streaming, and blast your competition with more bandwidth. There are too many benefits to list. Upgrade your internet service today. Call ATC at 800-830-9946. New internet customers get the first month free.
Quality Vinyl is on your side. Quality Vinyl in Athens has been in business since 1987, offering great prices and service the whole time. What has changed is the technology of their products. From vinyl siding and shutters, sunrooms and screen rooms, to doors, windows, columns, and rails. Quality Vinyl, located on the corner of Highway 72 and Reed Road in Athens, just 6 miles west of I-65. Call 232-2665 or visit them online at qualityvinyl.net. Quality Vinyl is on your side. Want to howl with the Havoc this season? Now's your chance from Tailgate Talk and the Huntsville Havoc. Just go to tailgatetalk.net and register your name. Then listen to Tailgate Talk Saturday mornings at 10 as we announce the weekly winners of Huntsville Havoc tickets. Howl with the Havoc this season from the Huntsville Havoc, Tailgate Talk, and 1080 WKAC.
Hi, this is Brian Cunningham, former kicker for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen, here at the top of the hour. I was going to say we got the special guest segment. We still got the special guest segment. He's just not calling in, all right? Tailgate Talk special guest segment brought to you by Yellowhammer Roofing. Yellowhammer.
Yeller.
Not Yeller.
Yeller.
It's Yellowhammer Roofing.
Depends on who you ask.
Griff Redmill, former Crimson Tide offensive lineman. And we're in a small room in here, and it just got a little small.
You got a lot smaller.
Griff,
I'm standing up, and he's still as tall as me.
I was already short until you came in here, and I'm even shorter.
Griff, you were on the show back in the summer at the Duck Pond, and glad you came back.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
I don't know. Don't know why nothing's going on with Alabama this week. But.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what y'all wanted to talk about, but we can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Well, so your career, you never faced Georgia.
That's right. Never faced.
So I think the year before you got there, Alabama had beaten Georgia. But
bunch of punks.
What do you think about this run of 7-0 against them the last several years, and now we got to face them again for a championship?
Well, it's pretty crazy, 7-0, especially against a team like Georgia and what they've been, through that span of time these last 7 years. It's kind of hard to imagine that we're 7-0 against them. And people have been asking me all week long what I think about it, and I've almost quit giving advice and predictions on this stuff because I feel like I'm wrong every time that I give a prediction on one of these big games like this. I didn't feel great about going into the SEC championship game.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't either.
I really didn't, and based on the struggles of this Alabama team or the inconsistencies this Alabama team has had, and as strong as Georgia had looked, and then of course we show up and it was like, wow, what happened? Did the light switch turn on? And so here we are again facing them, and I'll be honest, I'm concerned about it. I'm wondering which team's going to show up, which Alabama team and which Georgia team.
Y'all have one big advantage, and that's Kirby Smart on the other sideline. Second quarter of the SEC championship game, I'm texting my wife, and I said, this game's over. You can look in his eyes and tell he was done. And then you come out in the second half, I'm like, do what Nick done. Switch your starting quarterback. Stetson couldn't throw it in an ocean at that particular time.
Yeah,
and he'd never pull the trigger on it. So
well, to that point, from what all I've read, is that the players do not like Fields at all.
You mean JT?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They do not want him behind center. So if that's true,
I can see that. I mean, I think anyone like that, you really don't know the full situation, but I can definitely see that. And going what you said about Kirby, do you remember his halftime interview? He started laughing out of like despair almost because he didn't know what to do.
He didn't know what to do.
But one question I have for you is, so you're an offensive lineman at Alabama. So two of the past 3 games were Alabama's offensive line between the Auburn game and the Georgia game. So Auburn, obviously, there were 7 sacks. The offensive line played very poorly, and Auburn dominated us. Alabama, most of the game.
Say us. You graduated there.
I graduated there. Yeah, and then obviously against Georgia, 0 sacks. The line played fantastic. Bryce had plenty of time to throw, and Georgia didn't really have a chance with Bryce having plenty of time to throw. So what do you expect going into this championship game? Do you think it'll be more on the Auburn side of the spectrum or more on the SEC championship side of the spectrum?
And before you answer, also, take consideration, we've got 2 starters out.
Yeah.
So you being, you've been in that situation. How hard is it to move around or fill in along with like what Adam was saying, just the difference between the Auburn and Georgia game?
That's what you expect for the championship game.
Well, to answer the first part of the question, I really feel like it'll be more like you saw in the Georgia game. I really feel like the Auburn game, those guys, they didn't have anything to lose, and they had a great game plan and they executed it, but they pretty much tossed everything but the kitchen sink at us because there was really no big risk if it didn't work, and gave them some trouble. And then you see us make a change at halftime with the center and the right tackle, which was interesting to me that, our offensive line has struggled all year at times.
Yep.
Especially when people figured out that they can blitz and the A and B gaps on us. Once people figured that out, we saw that the last 4 or 5 weeks, just a heavy dose of that, and we couldn't hardly stop it. And then we make this change in the second half of the Auburn game, and we slowed them down a lot. And then of course, the next week or the next game versus Georgia, you had that same lineup that you had in the second half. And those guys played really well. I mean, really, really well. And it got me thinking, why we wait for the Auburn game to make this change?
Yeah.
Was what was interesting to me because these other 2 guys that we sub in, we haven't seen hardly play at all year, but they've been practicing every day. So anyway, I don't know the answer behind that, but they did make the change when they made it, and it was a positive one.
Right.
Now we got a couple of guys down, and we're going to see where that plays out. But to your question, that is a difficult situation, especially when you got a group of guys that has not played great together all year. And Alabama, you watch Nick Saban teams, and we play a lot of guys everywhere except the offensive line. Mm-hmm. And you look at every game, and it doesn't matter if we're winning by 30 points. That first unit is usually in there till midway through the fourth quarter at the very least, and the backups aren't getting much playing time except for maybe the last series or so. So it's very difficult to plug some guys in, especially on a stage like this, and expect them to play well.
Right.
But there's one thing you can never bet against, and that's a Nick Saban team and a game plan, and I think he'll have those guys ready.
Absolutely, completely agree.
I also saw today on the ticker, ESPN ticker, before I left the house, that Bill O'Brien is going to be interviewed for the Jacksonville Jags job, and I don't think that'll affect anything tonight. But what have your thoughts been on him as far as being an offensive coordinator? Like, dislike, take him, leave him?
I think he's a great coach. He's got, his resume speaks for itself. I thought it was a little bit of an odd hire when they hired him. It just seems to me that these NFL guys coming back to the college level, it just doesn't seem to work a lot of times.
Yeah. Right.
Not that they're not a good coach. It's a different game.
It's almost like they don't want to be there in some cases. I don't, to me.
Once those guys get out of the recruiting grind, and all they got to do is coach.
Right.
Yeah, hey, everybody, we all know how hard these guys work during the football season and the hours they put in. But when the last game is played, that's just the beginning.
Yes.
What they do the rest of the year, they're away from their families and they're gone, and it's you switch from coach to salesman, and it's just as grueling, if not more, schedule for these guys. And I think you step out of that for a few years, and you're still making huge money, but all you got to do is coach. Well, to turn around and step back into that, I think it sounds great a lot of times, and they do it, and this is not really. I don't think they're 100% engaged sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think you've kind of seen that. And it's just it's been a different feel from our offensive scheme and play calling this year. I know fans have been frustrated at times, and And it's funny because you look at Coach O'Brien. It's like, well, this guy's a great coach, obviously, or he wouldn't be where he's at. But it just it didn't have the same feel as what we've been used to the last 6-7 years.
No, it didn't. But I think what everyone needs to keep in mind with O'Brien is he does have a very good reputation. The only thing he doesn't have a good reputation for was being a GM of the Texans when he traded away DeAndre Hopkins and all that stuff happened. Yeah. But as far as the coach, Bill O'Brien, I mean, you can look at everywhere he's been. I think he has the respect of everyone. And and another thing is, I think as a Bama fan, I think Bama fans are going to be frustrated at times, regardless of who the coordinators are. Yeah. I mean, people have called for Golding's job for past 2 seasons now. Now that's another story entirely. But as far as Bill O'Brien goes, I actually think he would be as good of a fit for the Jaguars as you can get because they're just an absolute nightmare, and in every which way the Jaguars are. So. That's just my take on it.
I mean, from that perspective, any one of us would probably be a good fit for the Jaguars.
Yeah. At this point, you're probably right. Yeah, and O'Brien has been successful everywhere he's been. It's just been, like you said, several times throughout the years. It's like, I don't even remember which game it was now. Might have even been the Auburn game. I don't know. But, it's like, you're down there on the goal line. We ran the ball all the way down the field. Continue to run the ball into the end zone, Dave.
That was the game that Ricochet Rabbit made that pick. Threw the ball off and hit the kid in the back at Auburn the last time Auburn beat Alabama.
Are you talking about Mac Jones?
Yes, and Todd was talking about that year.
Oh, he was talking about that down there.
Yeah, what? You've run the ball all the way down the field. Why are you going to throw a quick screen? Run the ball.
Just run it.
Yeah, hit off Najee's helmet, and it was returned for that pick.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's going to be an interesting game. I don't think it's going to be a 41 point. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are. I don't see it being as high scoring this time.
I don't feel like it will. I think I was doing another interview on this same topic this week, and they asked me, what do you expect? I said, well, you can expect to see something different from Georgia.
Absolutely.
Because what you saw at them last time didn't work.
Mm-mm.
So you can't, from the player's perspective, you can't walk in and expect the same type game. So they're going to come with something different. I think they're going to try to keep the score, close to home, so to speak, because Georgia's a team that plays well when they're ahead. They're not really they're not really built to come from behind. So if Alabama, like they can do at times, gets up on them a little bit, they're going to try to prevent that at all costs.
And I think this morning I was watching. Somebody brought up a good point. It might have been Luganville, but I think the last 4 games that Alabama's won, Georgia's had a double-digit lead at some point in the first half, and we've obviously come back and won the game. So that kind of goes to your point. They're not really a team. It's made to come from behind, but. So hopefully maybe we can jump ahead this time and stay ahead. But I don't know. So, 2 cornerbacks being out, Mechie being out, a couple of offensive linemen being out. Yeah. I don't know. It's just going to be a different dynamic.
It's never it's never good when you get starters that are going to be out. And I think it may be more critical on the offensive line from that standpoint. When it comes to our skill guys. You look at we lost Mechie and then we had what's number 7 young kid,
Ja'Cory Brooks.
Yeah, Brooks. Brooks. He's
a monster.
Some guys we've barely seen the kid all year long. Yeah. And you can plug and play a guy like that, and he's making a huge play.
But you're right, though.
Too now.
It's one thing for a player like that, but that offensive line, man, because you have to be a unit. You have to know what the left hand and the right hand is doing. The whole. And it's just not the same plugging in a guard or a tackle versus a receiver or running back.
Well, you think about it, you got 5 guys, and they got to work together and play together, and they got to do it for 90 plays or whatever, how many plays.
Right.
And if they have 2 or 3 bad plays, it could be catastrophic in a game. As opposed to the skill guys, you got a guy, you can put him in there, and all he's got to do is win 1 or 2 or 3 times in a 1-on-1 situation, and he may change the game. Yeah. So that's the difference there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Griff Redmill here, former Alabama offensive lineman. I want to shoot you a question here. One of the best things that Nick Saban does is roster management. He knows who's coming, he knows who's going, he knows what he needs. And then he goes and recruits them and gets the best 5 stars. That's not been the situation at my team, the Auburn Tigers, but Coach Harsin is working on that. But you look at Coach Saban's track record of bringing in 5 stars and 4 stars. So everybody's concerned that, we got guys out, but with the roster management that Coach Saban does, it's not plug and play, but you've got a guy, hopefully you've got him prepared to be in this situation.
Yeah, I think they do a great job at that. They work these guys throughout the week, all year long. They work them, with a plan that if some guy goes down, you got to be ready. You got to know what to do. And it's interesting to watch at Alabama because your stars get all the limelight, and get all the snaps, get everything, and so it's really hard for these guys that aren't the number one guy to get meaningful snaps throughout the year. But most times when they have the opportunity, they seem prepared, they seem ready,
yes.
And that's a testimony to the coaching.
Let me ask you this: so being in that situation on a Tuesday at 1:00 in an August practice versus maybe 2 months later playing in front of 100,000 people, being called to fill that role, all of a sudden you're being thrust in front of all these thousands of people. How does that feel? I know you've been in that situation. I mean, does all that practice, does it automatically, the repetition take over? Or is it a little mind freak a little bit? Like, oh, my God.
Well,
it would be for me. I'd wet myself a little bit.
I can only speak from my personal experience, and it was mind freak. When I was a freshman, they had just moved me from defensive line to offensive line. I'd never played offensive line before.
I read that story, and I had not known that until last night. That was incredible, dude.
I'd been taking snaps at left tackle behind Chris. It wasn't exactly the deal I signed up for when they asked me. Because Coach Dubose and Coach Galloway came to me and kind of played it like I was going to be, teeing me up for that right tackle spot.
They signed you up for
then I come out for spring ball that first spring, and I'm behind Chris Samuels, and I'm like, this is not what I really thought we were talking about here, because I don't think I'm going to beat this guy. But anyway, I'm just figuring out what I'm doing, and I get a call on Tuesday or maybe Wednesday.
It was a Wednesday, is what I read.
Of Arkansas, the Arkansas game.
Yep.
And Coach Callaway, and back in those days, you didn't get a phone call from your coach. I mean, he called my dorm room. I didn't know he had my number, to be honest. And they tell me we're going to play guard Saturday. You talk about mind freak. So I didn't even learn all the blocking schemes at left tackle. So it was mind freak for me. But these guys are big time players, and the way things are now with these kids, everything is a big stage for them. I mean, they're superstars before they ever get there. So most times they're used to being on the big stage and they're ready for it. And I think the staff at Alabama does a good job of preparing these guys for the moment. And if the coaches didn't think that they could handle it mentally, then they wouldn't get the nod when their opportunity comes up. It'd be the next guy. And sometimes you see the situation develop where a guy goes down and everybody's expecting this guy, and it's not that guy. Well, there's usually a reason for that. I mean, he might be the more talented guy, but maybe he just doesn't have,
the mental part,
and they don't have the confidence that they can put him out there and him get it done.
Yeah, that's really interesting. One more. This is a weird question, but
none of your questions are weird.
None of my questions are weird, but so we've had you've had all these weeks to prepare, right? Well, not really, because now you've got the playoff games. But say back, in your day when you go to a bowl game or something. I don't even know how I'm wording this, because I'm not trying to say you got to plan it or whatever. How does the coaching staff find out, or do they even attempt to find out what the other team is doing? Do they just prepare? Is Saban just preparing his team to do what they want to do, or is he trying to find out from somebody what George is working on over there?
Well,
does that happen?
I don't specifically know what might be going on behind the scenes. As players, you're showing up and you're doing what you do, and or what they're asking you to do. I'm sure there's some of that stuff that goes on. I can tell you that when I was in school, when you see people's own fears and I guess when they're worried about what somebody else is doing, everybody always thought, leading up to the Auburn game, they would black out the fence line along with practice because they were convinced the coaching staff was convinced that there was somebody in those apartments on the other side of the fence watching us from Auburn.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was every year. And I always thought, why are they so worried about that? Who thinks it? Well, are they worried about it because they were doing it down in Auburn? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's the case. But, I think they collect an enormous amount of data and information throughout the year and throughout previous years leading up to a game like this. And they've got a huge staff of people that all they do is just chop up this data and look for trends and look for things they might do, things they may not have done this season, but they've done in previous seasons,
or maybe even
they may go back
to.
Or something. Yeah, they may go back to, and so they compile all that, and it gets condensed down to a teachable plan that they can roll out to the players.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I thought you brought up an interesting point where people were worried about people in apartments spying, doing a little bit of spying on the practices and stuff. In Tuscaloosa now, they have all those really nice apartments right there across from the practice fields. Everyone who lives in those apartments, they have to sign basically an agreement that says they won't be out there with a camera during practice time. They're barely even allowed to go out there during practice time to use their own balcony because for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in Tuscaloosa, I got there just as Bill Oliver was leaving. Of course, Bill Oliver was a legend, but if you remember when he left for Auburn, it was a huge deal. Benedict Arnold, the whole thing.
Yep.
And so that's when that craze started on Iron Bowl week, and it made me think, what was Coach Oliver doing while he was here that makes everybody so worried about it now that he's gone?
Yeah, I think I've just always, and why I would think this, because years and years ago, I don't know if you know Coach Story, Donnie Story, he went, so he was a trainer down there years ago before you got there, but he was under Coach Curry when he first got there, and then Coach Downs came along, and I would go down there and spend the weekend with Donnie or whatever, and we'd go to practice, but he'd always say, look, man, you got to stand over here, don't be, talking to anybody or whatever, and we would get run out. Well, then it came to the point where we couldn't even come in. But then when Coach Stallings came, he'd come over and shake your hand, ask you how you're doing, are you going to the game? And but I just always remember thinking, look at me, dude. Do you really think I'm a spy? I don't know, man.
It's funny too because unless you're some football guru, how are you going to walk into practice and spend 30 minutes watching these guys and figure out what they're doing? I mean,
certainly could.
To the general observer, it's just a bunch of guys just running drills and slamming into each other.
You're exactly right. I mean, what y'all do, the level y'all do it at, is so over most of our heads. It's it's amazing.
But all coaches are different, and some of them are super highly sensitive to what people are watching. Some of them are like Coach Stallings. Hey, we're going to do what we're going to do. It doesn't matter if they know what we're doing or not.
Stop it if you can.
Right. Yeah, I went to a spring practice years ago just to watch Auburn. We're talking mid to late 90s, and standing up on the hill because I didn't know if I could go down there. Next thing you know, here comes Coach Tubbs in a golf cart. What's up, Coach? Oh, doing great, man. How you doing? Great. Just watching the practice from a distance. He says, go down there, man. Walk on the sideline, check everybody out. But it was spring. They weren't preparing for a game, and they got a good dose of what the coaches are yelling at which player when superstar comes in. He's not running to the ball. They run that poor boy off.
Yeah, well, it's
like
to
run to the ball.
It's like what you were saying. Just every coach is different. Every coach runs a program differently. So I guess every coach is a little bit more, skeptical or wary of what's going on with all that.
Yeah, around them.
If you hadn't seen the story about Mike Leach, and I can't remember exactly how the story played out, but when he was in Oklahoma, there's a hilarious story about somebody planning the game plan on the field, like leaving the play sheet, their play call sheet, warm up. I can't remember who did it to the other one, but they planted it, and the other team discovers the play call sheet and think they found gold, but it was all a farce.
A farce. I
like
do remember that.
Test and
it's a great story.
In classic Mike
hilarious.
Leach fashion.
And that's Mike Leach.
Yeah, that is Mike Leach in a nutshell for sure.
So so back when you were there, that was when all the probation mess was going on around that time. So how was that being there and having to go through all that? I mean, I know y'all were just playing the game. I mean, you love football, you want to win, you're working hard to win, but I mean, did it ever kind of hang over your head a little bit? Because you didn't really know what was maybe coming next. Were you glad when you finally found out exactly what the penalty was so y'all could move forward? Or
well, the penalties, that came down before I signed.
Was it okay?
The year before I signed, but it affected the class before me and my class the most drastically. I think there were 13 signees in the class before me, which was Sean Alexander and Chris Samuels. Yeah. So they did pretty good with the 13 that they got based off those two guys right there. And then my class only had 12 available scholarships.
Well, and I was just finna say, that says a lot about you. I mean, it really does.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, it does.
But at the time, when it happened, I remember thinking I wanted to go to Alabama. And I was somewhat of a late bloomer, and I just wasn't sure I was going to get that opportunity. And so I hear, they're going to cut our scholarships by, in half. And I thought, well, that's going to be my opportunity going right there. And And of course it worked out, but when you're there in the middle of it, in the wake of it, after you're feeling the penalties from a roster standpoint, we weren't really thinking about it at the time. We're just trying to play and have fun. But when I look back, it served its purpose. I mean, it's meant to punish you. And you look at you move just the action of moving a guy like me who's never played offensive line from defense to offense, and then the fourth week of the season I'm starting at guard. That tells you a lot about the situation we were in. I mean, it wasn't because I was great at guard at that point in time. I didn't even know how to, I didn't know how to combo block. So we were doing the best we could. And as a matter of fact, by the end of the year, I was back playing defense because we had defensive injuries.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So we were doing the best we could with the numbers we had. And that's why we won 4 ball games. It's meant to probation's meant to hurt, and it did its job.
Yeah. So you're talking about being a late bloomer, 6'4", 145 freshman. How are you not on the basketball court?
Oh, I played basketball too.
Okay.
Basketball was my favorite sport.
Was it your favorite sport?
But my football coach said, "You're just not any good at it. You need to focus on this." But I love basketball. Yeah, nobody likes football practice.
No.
But if you play basketball, basketball practice, you're just playing basketball. That's the practice is playing basketball. We went home and played basketball. I loved basketball. It was a great sport. Yeah. I think it's a great developmental sport for kids.
Hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
Can y'all imagine 6'4", 145 sitting over here?
I wish I could get
and
back there.
I read where by the time you graduated, you were 245, which I mean that's 100 pounds. And you thought how big you were. Of course, I guess when you got to college, you didn't realize.
I was a late bloomer, and unfortunately, I'm still blooming. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my bloom to happen. So.
Oh man,
trust me, it will. Trust me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take a break. We've spent a great time here with Griff Redmill, former Alabama Crimson Tide offensive lineman. Griff, good luck.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, sir. It's time to take a quick break.
Roll Tide.
You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
Missed part of this week's show? Archives are available on our website. You can also hear us on your favorite podcast platform, including iTunes, Google, Amazon, and more. Just check out the podcast page at tailgatetalk.net for a list of available apps and links. We'll be back with more of Applebee's Tailgate Talk after this. Smith's Heating and Cooling in Elkmont is your friendly local contractor servicing most brands of equipment and proudly installing industry-leading Rheem systems. Whether it's an air conditioner, gas furnace, heat pump, or indoor air quality system, Smith's Heating and Cooling takes pride in their exceptional installation and 24/7 customer service after the fact. They offer financing too. Call 777-5450 today to schedule an appointment or a free no-obligation consultation. Smith's Heating and Cooling. Call 777-5450. Visit them on Facebook or online at smithsheatingandcoolingllc.com. Are you getting the propane service you deserve? At Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore, you always get the most value for your dollar, professional gas personnel who make safety a high priority, and you can always get in touch with them any day of the year at any time. They accept Visa and MasterCard too. So if you're not happy with your present propane supplier, join the many who have made the switch. Give Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore a call at 256-423-3320. Real estate, real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate, real easy.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Quality Vinyl is on your side. Quality Vinyl in Athens has been in business since 1987, offering great great prices and service the whole time. What has changed is the technology of their products. From vinyl siding and shutters, sunrooms and screen rooms, to doors, windows, columns, and rails. Quality Vinyl, located on the corner of Highway 72 and Reed Road in Athens, just 6 miles west of I-65. Call 232-2665 or visit them online at qualityvinyl.net. Quality Vinyl is on your side. If you're running out of space and a yard sale just isn't an option, Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage gives you the choice. Midpoint Storage on Highway 72 East has traditional or climate-controlled units along with spaces for your boat or RV. Buddy Box offers convenient, secured, portable storage units delivered right to your home. They're both locally owned, too. Call 256-800-4249. Look for them on Facebook or online at midpoint.storage.com or buddyboxstorage.com. It's a win-win situation. Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage. 256-800-4249. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right.
Hello, this is Jeff Pugh, head football coach at East Limestone High School. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
I'm all about that action. 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 I said I'm all about that action.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Tom McClung, old Tomcat here, alongside Todd the Bod, producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert, and our special guest host this morning, Adam Dodson, News Courier Sports Editor. And we've got the Swami of the SEC on right now, the man that I got to meet in the restroom of the Auburn press box, Mr. A.P. Steadham.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. So glad to be on Applebee's Tailgate Talk, WKAC 1080 AM, Athens, Alabama.
And that's going to be my claim to fame, AP. I met you in the restroom of the press box at Auburn.
He's been bragging about that restroom meeting. I don't know what all happened up in there, but that's between y'all.
Yeah, he loves talking about
it. It's very, very rarely you get to meet a celebrity.
Well, that's true anywhere, let alone
and get to speak with him
at the restroom of Auburn football.
Yeah, that's right.
In the press box of all places. Yeah.
Well, AP, we've been talking about some stupid game starting Monday night. I'm pretty sure you know what's going on, right?
Yeah, well, this is my strategy. I'm going to give you how Alabama can win the game and how Georgia can win the game.
Please, that's what I'd like to hear. That
Alabama has to protect their Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, get the ball to Jamison Williams. They couldn't guard him with two people last night.
Got that right.
I'd like to utilize those tight ends some more, Latu and Billingsley.
Yep.
And, defensively, if you can pressure their quarterback, Stetson Bennett, the fourth, the pass completion percentage drops quite a bit.
Yep.
So you got to keep pressuring him. You got to do something with those tight ends. They have three outstanding tight ends. Yep. Bowers, Washington, and Fitzpatrick. 6'4", 6'7", 6'7".
Yep.
As Nick Saban explained to me before the SEC championship game, it's like a point guard trying to defend a power forward. The offense has the advantage. So they've got to come up with a game plan to slow them down. But I just think that if Alabama can let Bryce Young throw the football, he had a record-setting day, 421 yards against the Bulldogs the last time, make them stop the passing game of Alabama. Now, if I was Georgia, what I would do, I would make Brian Robinson Jr. the star of the game. I would let him run wild. You get down near the red zone, you tighten up your defense, you only have to defend 30 yards, 20 yards in the red zone and the 10 yards in the end zone. So you should be able to contend with the speed of Alabama on the outside. Maybe you stop them on a third down, they get a couple of field goals instead of a couple of touchdowns. But I want to continue to encourage Alabama to run the football because you're taking time off the clock. In Georgia, they've scored 24 twice against Alabama. So offensively, they're doing fairly well against the Tide defense. They just have to get rid of their turnovers, which were consequential.
Yeah.
The last time it was in the red zone, and also with the pick six. So that's 14 points right there. You can cut those down, the costly turnovers. So that's my strategy for Alabama and Georgia to both win the game.
I saw where
solid analogy.
Yeah, it is solid now.
I think so too. I think that's a very interesting perspective about letting B-Rob do his thing, and then you just kind of tighten up when you get closer to the end zone. I think that's a really good idea because, like you said, if Stetson plays a clean game, and then Alabama, they just let him run wild, they get to the 20, tighten up, and they get 2 field goals. I mean, mathematically, that changes the entire game right there, and Georgia would have won the SEC championship mathematically, just based off what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just trying to make Bryce Young complete the short passes, and you have to tackle well that day. I mean, you have your assignment, and the defensive coordinator can make the call, but if he puts you in position, you must make the tackles.
Yeah,
you have to keep those wide receivers in front of you. Like I said, when I was watching the game, and you see the highlights, they couldn't guard Jameis with 2 people.
Right.
Yeah. With Courts Mechie being out, that's going to hurt a little bit. But Brooks stepped in and did pretty well.
Oh yeah.
They're
capable receivers. Ja'Cory Brooks is capable, and some of the young receivers.
Yeah, we just had
if they play tremendous defense and block out everybody on the perimeter, you go to those tight ends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We just had Griff Redmill in, former lineman back in the day for Alabama. And we were talking about the injuries to the offensive line. Of course, Mechie and a couple of cornerbacks too. But that's the only thing that concerns me as much as anything is the offensive line. Can they play together? Pick up their assignments. Since they haven't worked together as a unit all year. So that's going to be the interesting part of it to me.
Yeah. I don't think Georgia's defensive line is going to be sucking wind like they were the first game. I think they'll play much better. I mean, they were shut out. No turnovers, no sacks.
Yeah.
That was an extremely tremendous performance by the offensive line of Alabama. I mean, they were one of the keys to the game. When they protected the quarterback and he didn't get sacked. And, of course, we all know Bryce Young. He's nimble-footed. He can escape the rush. He scored a touchdown in that game. He could separate himself from the rush. So it should be a good ball game. But if somebody makes too many turnovers, that could be the advantage. I mean, like always, in any game, when it's going to be tight. And then the kickers are pretty equal. They missed 4 or 5 both this field goals this season. So that's pretty equal, the actual place kickers. Now, the return game, you don't have Jameis on the kickoffs. He can bring it back for you.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting how Saban continues to use Jamison Williams because it's there's been 2 times now we've lost him or almost lost him due to either the targeting call or the injury he got in the Cincinnati game, and yet we keep using him out there just because of how valuable he is, and that Saban's been very consistent with using his stars on special teams, and it doesn't sound like he's going to change anytime soon.
No, I don't think so because you really tempt fate. I think that's what happens when you have somebody at the end of the game and you get hurt. Say, he should have been out of the game. Well, it could happen in warm-ups.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it happen in football many ways.
I still think this, guys. Thank you for letting me come on in. First of all, the weakest links of the offensive line are the ones that's got hurt, in my opinion. I think Owens is the weakest link we got out there. And I think the kids that's come in by committee, Damon George is not ready to play Georgia. We saw that. But the other kid, if you watched Amari Kite come in at the end of the game, he didn't do a bad job. And I've been wanting J.C. Latham to play the whole season. He did a good job. The key to this game also, guys, is this. I think the best player, in my opinion, on the field on both teams is Brock Bowers.
He's a beast.
Man, he's a monster. And that other kid is a basketball player playing football. The key to us on defense, you got to figure out somebody to shut them down. Yep. And also, AP, I've been waiting all year for a breakout game from Jaleel Billingsley. If it is Monday night, we win.
Oh, yeah.
And let me ask you this, AP. When is the last time, if you watch the game, there's a couple times when we put Jackson in at corner that he come up for run support. I'm not talking about come up and going, I'm going to work the sideline and knock you out of bounds. He come up to try to kill somebody. And we ain't had that at Alabama ever with a cornerback, ever. With a safety, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I like that guy. And he's just a JUCO guy that's trying to learn, you know?
Oh, yeah, he's hungry, and he's big, he's lanky. So it'd be fun to watch him. And the number 5 was coming into play for me. You got Jalen Armour-Davis from the Mobile area here.
Yeah.
You know, the cornerbacks have to play well. If you don't have one cornerback on either side falter, it's going to be a long day. This is the 5th time that Nick Saban and Kirby Smart face off as head coaches. There's 5 TD passes by Stetson Bennett, the 4th, but also 5 interceptions in the 2 games. So, you know, he's got to change that number, keep that 5 on the interception not increasing. So there's a lot, and there's 5 very good tight ends in this game, 2 on Alabama's side and 3 on Georgia's side. Right. So, I mean, Georgia can't make mistakes. We saw that they made mistakes, and it was reflected in the score. So, you know, can Kirby make the adjustments? You know, and the funny thing about this series, how many times has Georgia had a double-digit lead?
Man.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw this morning the last 4 games.
They've
had a double-digit lead. Yeah.
Definitely the championship game. Remember, it was 13-0.
Yep.
10-0 in the SEC championship recently. In some of those other games,
I think
as well.
another one was a 10-0.
A double-digit lead.
Yeah. So, and Griff kind of brought up a good point that Georgia's not necessarily a team that's built to come from behind.
No,
so,
right.
You know, it'd be definitely to our advantage if we can ever, you know, jump on them.
And AP and you guys here, would you not agree that there's a reason? I mean, to me, you got a superstar that don't ever play quarterback at Georgia and a walk-on starting. So that just tells you that the guys aren't bought into JT Daniels.
Absolutely.
So if we can knock Stetson Bennett out of the game, they better call Buck Ballou into quarterback.
I don't know. Yeah, something about JT. You know, I probably mentioned this on the air at times too. You know, I met JT when he was 14 years old. I was with him in California at Mater Dei High School, and he was the most mature 14-year-old I ever interviewed. And so he does have some skills as a passer. Like anyone, he doesn't like to rush up the middle because you can't step forward and it fouls up your footwork. But I wouldn't just, you know, be that excited if JT came in the game. He's talented.
Well, I was telling them, AP, I've read over the last couple months or so that whether it's true or not, you know, that's to be said, but that a lot of the players don't like him, don't want to play for him, don't want him being their quarterback. So if that's the case, that might have been why we didn't even see him in the SEC championship game.
Well, while it may be the case, I also think that if JT did come into the game, while his players may not like him, they're going to like him a lot more if he ends up being Alabama.
I agree with that.
Hope he comes in and throws 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. In other words, he's your quarterback. If you like him or love him, it doesn't matter. I mean, you don't want to be on tape not blocking for your quarterback, right?
Exactly.
Nope.
It's in your best interest to block for him, whether you like them or not.
And I've never understood that mentality anyway, because, I mean, it's a team sport and you want to win. I'm out there to win. I don't care who's taking snaps. I may not like them, may not care for him, but I'm going to do my job and block for him because I want to win.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't want anybody watching your film against Alabama and you weren't executing. They said, wait a minute, this is the biggest game of his career. What's going on with this dude?
Well, I'm just saying this. You guys are talking about the kicking game. We're evenly matched with place kickers, but the punter, our guy can't punt it out of a porta-john. The other guy can really punt. He's really good. Posluszny, he's really good.
He was their MVP of the last game. I can't remember his name.
And he was annoying me. He was annoying me doing that Conor McGregor walk after he did that big punt. I was like, well, the last time a punter made fun of Alabama, it didn't turn out too well for the.
No, it didn't.
Hey, let's
well,
just hope.
He has one game to prove himself. It just takes one game.
That's true.
Let's just hope that Nick Saban gets to walk out like Tuberville used to do against when we had no coach in Alabama holding up 6 fingers. Right?
One for the thumb, brother.
One for the thumb.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, AP,
One for the thumb.
Thank you so much for joining us, bud. You guys going to tell AP those 2 words?
Well, absolutely. Before you go, I assume you're going to the game, right?
No, I'm down here in L.A., Lower Alabama.
All right.
Football game.
L.A.
I'm watching it on the television.
Okay, well, enjoy it down there.
But we've been zooming all week. We zoomed this morning with the interviews.
Awesome. Well, all right, buddy. Well, roll tide, man.
Roll tide.
Okay, roll tide, and we'll see what happens between the dogs and the tide.
Yes,
Absolutely. Thanks, AP.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
AP Steadham, Heisman Trophy voter, Maxwell Award voter, and Biletnikoff Award voter can be heard every week on From the Press Box with AP on WHEP AM and FM in Foley, Alabama. He can also be found on Facebook and Twitter. We'll be back with more Applebee's Tailgate Talk after this. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
First National Bank is a name everyone in the community will recognize. We see it on our schools, in our parks, and in our homes. First National Bank is proud to help make our community great. I'm First National Bank Student Advisory Board member Carla Serrato from Tanner High School, and I love to help represent First National Bank in my community. First National Bank, making communities great. Member FDIC.
This is Bella LaFontaine with Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We take care of all the basics. We take care of cockroaches, ants, wasps. As far as rodents go, most places they'll trap or poison, and that's the end of it. What we do is we're actually going to find the entry points, and we're going to take care of that for you. We do a lot of work with a lot of realtors here in town to bring houses to the closing table. So one of the big things about us is that we're not a sales company. We are a service provider. So we're not looking to meet a sales quota. We're looking to get a house ready to go to closing and get our customers taken care of. This is Bella LaFontaine, Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We are located at 3413 6th Avenue in Huntsville, Alabama. Phone number is 256-701-7095.
The new year is upon us, and 2022 gives you too many reasons to upgrade. With Ardmore Telephone Company's broadband internet, you will be more productive working from home, enjoy seamless streaming, and blast your competition with more bandwidth. There are too many benefits to list. Upgrade your internet service today. Call ATC at 800-830-9946. New internet customers get the first month free.
Accidents happen. It's a part of life. So next time a wreck is a part of your life, Sides Auto Body Repair is there to lend a hand. Since 1987, Sides Auto Body Repair has been guiding customers through the repair process with as little stress as possible, offering free estimates, a limited lifetime warranty on their work, as well as saving you the headache of handling the insurance paperwork. They're also ICAR Platinum certified and can boast over 60 years of combined experience. Call their Highway 72 West location at 230-6464 or Highway 72 East at 444-0729. Either way, call them first. Sides Auto Body Repair. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Hey, this is former Auburn defensive end Ladarius Owens, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Tom McClung here alongside Todd the Bod Tomlin, our special guest host today, the News Courier sports editor, Adam Dodson, producer extraordinaire, Tim Lambert, and we've had a late addition to the crew with a brand new nickname. Ladies and gentlemen, Clint Mayhem Leg. Because he looks Mr. Mayhem. He looks just like the guy in those Mayhem commercials.
Thank you.
Get him a butterfly Band-Aid right there on his right cheek.
Or get Mr. Mayhem a visor, and they'll be 20.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Hey, we've been talking, before we go any further, we've been talking about stories of 2020. And this kid right here that I'm fixing up.
2021.
Like I said, 2021. This kid right here, even though he didn't go to high school here in Limestone County, he's got a lot of family over here. It's my wife's son, Garen Hoosier. Y'all have heard me talk about him. At Scottsboro High School, he set the school record, single-season record for saves at Scottsboro High School as a keeper, and set the school game record for saves against Fort Payne. So, shout out to Garen.
Double digit.
It was double digit. 18 saves.
It was 18. That's what
18 saves, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be one that'll stand for a long time. A lot of times you don't even get them. You don't get near many shots on goal.
On goal, exactly. Well, Fort Payne soccer is they're like they were a state championship contender. But kid done well. Proud of him. He's taking his marching band to Mississippi State.
Talents.
All A's this semester, his first semester in college. So yeah, proud of him.
Did you guys see the all-county? You already talked about that football.
We actually haven't yet. It came out today.
Yeah. It's out there. And, since I've been coaching back in the county, I want to get back, and I'm going to make this happen. Is when I was in high school, all-county, we had the banquet where they give T-shirts away, the whole 9 yards. We used to do the banquet at plugging Charlie Brown's up there in Ardmore.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say Quincy's in Athens.
Or we'd go to Greenbrier. Or Quincy's, home of the yeast roll.
Yes, sir.
But man, hats off to those guys hats off to the guys that made that. We didn't make that happen again, but man, there's some.
And you know what? I
kids
don't remember. Was it the News Courier that actually sponsored those shirts and stuff? I don't remember who put that on.
I don't think so.
I really don't remember who that was, Adam, but it was a big deal. I mean, you got it. Right. I can remember, my ninth grade year in basketball tournament. I had a pretty decent tournament, and I was like, I'm gonna make all county, man. I'm gonna make all county. I'm gonna get me a shirt.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted.
Just
Clint.
a shirt.
Well, maybe we should definitely establish something like that. Right. And if the News Courier was involved in that in any way, obviously we published it. But there's any way we can get involved with shirts, or maybe hosting the banquet, or at least sponsoring the banquet? Right. I think that'd be something that'd be very good for the community.
It was really cool. Let me tell you. So now the football was at the banquet, but the basketball. It was all county tournament, right? So you actually at the end of the boys championship, they would call out the girls and the boys, give them a certificate, a T-shirt, and then they would get be in front of everybody. I actually I don't know who was voting that year. Obviously, they didn't know anything about basketball because I didn't make all county, but whatever.
I agree.
But I was going up for a layup and got my legs taken out from under me, hit the floor, 68 stitches,
dude,
in my skull, inside and out. Because I hit that.
You were a crimson mask.
I was a crimson mask. I hit the T right there on that old Athens floor and stained it, man.
Gosh,
but anyway, that was. I'm glad you brought that up because that was I remember us talking about that at school. Hey man, we're getting us a T-shirt this year.
And I'm all in. If I've got to host all that at my school, man, now I can do what I can say what I want to do. But if we want to host baseball, basketball, all county banquet at school, we'll do it. I want to recognize these kids that make it.
Absolutely.
It's an accomplishment.
It is an accomplishment
in the world we live in today, where we need more kids playing sports.
Yeah, and the coaches they work hard too, doing the voting and putting the list together in the first place. So I think it shows that everyone in this county really cares about the all county football team.
Absolutely.
It's always been a big deal.
And this making first team or honorable mention, whatever it is.
Yep. Man, and now we got county basketball tournament coming up soon. It's back at Ardmore again.
Yep.
You guys, I'm sure y'all will be involved in that as soon.
I will be living there for basically a week.
Awesome. Big undertaking, man.
I think Tim and Jay and Garth are covering it, the finals.
But
girls and boys finals.
Just to let y'all know, next year it's back in God's country.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, the Clements Colts.
Good deal.
We're going to host it next year. We're going to do some things different and keep on doing it a little bit like it's been being. We're looking forward to that. But
as long as you got that VIP room, brother. Got to have the VIP
man, y'all
room
always,
with the weenies and
you guys here's always
and the nachos.
I got you, man. Y'all always got that VIP room with me. Y'all got to have them days to have it.
But, we know y'all do a wonderful job. And, it is cool the way they move it around.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it gives each school an opportunity to show off, their facility and their their campus and their student body and things of that nature. But yeah, it's always a big fun time of year.
Even though I've always said this, Tim, maybe Tim can get work on this one. Right there in front of the bus garage, there's 57 acres of undeveloped land. If Athens would spend money on something that needed to be spent on, let's build a civic center right there in front. Let's make it, it can't be as nice as Von Braun, but let's make it to where we can host stuff like, man, bring the Havoc over here to play. Let's play some basketball. Let's get Alabama. Let's get those guys to come play here in Athens.
Well, you know what?
Most growing place.
I was going to say the
fastest growing
population in the state.
It's gonna happen eventually. I mean, you're going to get to the point where there's going to be such a high demand for stuff such as that. I mean, Limestone and Athens are going to have no choice but to accommodate with the appropriate facilities. And I think that when it actually does happen, it's going to be like you were talking about. It's going to be a game changer because, I mean, like you said, it could do Havoc games. It could host all the All-County games if you chose to do that.
And keep the money here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead of all of us driving to wherever.
And it would even help rec league basketball because I know right now they do it all at the rec center, but I mean, having a civic center, that's just another place where you could do the city basketball league.
We could even host New South Pro Wrestling here, brother.
Gosh.
Oh man, people around here would freak.
Incredible.
People around here would freak.
I get Dump Sanders over here in a second.
I'm thinking those ballet lessons Todd's been taking. We could get him in his leotards and we could do
I told you not to say anything about that.
That's awesome.
And if you show any of the pictures, we're not friends anymore.
That Big Lebowski.
I knew I should have sent you that picture. Send him a picture, Mr. Mayhem, of me, my leotard, one time, my tights. And he holds it over my head.
That's awesome.
He was not supposed to mention that publicly.
No, I'm just playing. Well, hey, we've talked enough about Alabama. Give me just a little bit to talk about my Auburn Tigers basketball
Talk about
program.
your basketball team. Matter of fact, face the Tide.
Coming soon.
Is it Tuesday night, I think?
No. No, we got Florida tonight at 7 o'clock.
No, Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. Oh,
yeah, it's the first matchup.
Dwayne Shintz is still playing for Florida.
I don't know. That's one from way back. Yeah, I was going to say that's one from way back.
Sorry,
but yeah, you do have to commend the Auburn Tigers for what they've been able to do. I mean, they won a couple of those games even without their coach.
Yeah.
Even though they were without the coach, they were able to win those games. And I just think it's very interesting right now that the dynamic in the SEC is Alabama and Auburn. Yeah. Auburn, Alabama, whatever you want to say.
And Coach Pearl went into the transfer portal and performed a stinking masterpiece.
Oh yeah. He got one.
Kessler.
He's used that very well. He's probably used it.
Wendell Green Jr.
Great player.
My goodness, Wendell Green Jr.
And it's 8 o'clock tip off Tuesday night in Coleman.
It's going to be intense.
I hate those 8 o'clock tip offs.
Is it Central? Because that'll be 9 o'clock, right?
It's 8 Central.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I'll have to. I don't know if I'll be able to watch it anyways.
I think you'll be watching that one. I think it's gonna be a great ball game.
But Tom, it's definitely a home field advantage down there in the Auburn Arena, man. Those people are going crazy there for basketball.
Auburn Arena is.
Yeah.
It was the way they built. I went to the Murray State game, and it wasn't an SEC game or an Alabama atmosphere, but it was.
So what I gather from Tom. Auburn's a basketball school.
I never said that. Those words never come out of my mouth, brother. You won't see me tweet it out.
Look, they are good, man.
Talk about my leotard.
They are good. That's awesome. They are good.
No, they are, Coach Pearl.
Depth, man. I've never seen a team you can run. There's 11 deep where there's a little bit of drop-off in talent, but not a lot. When you're in the middle of the second half and your point guards are still.
Man. It's all him.
It's all Pearl.
I think so.
Oh, it is. I mean, that was, I've shared that story before.
Todd almost
Adam,
cried.
Oh, it was right after, I don't know if you remember this or not, Adam, but it was not even just hardly a few weeks after the kick six happened. I'm driving down the road, listening to Fine Bomb, breaking news, and I was like, oh my God, man, we're going to hire Bruce Pearl. We're going to get Bruce Pearl. I want Bruce Pearl. And they're like, Bruce Pearl's been hired by Roll Tide is what I'm getting ready to say, the Auburn Tigers. I didn't even think Auburn was on the radar. And it hurt just as bad as the kick six did. Like, now I'm fine with Nate Oates now. We've got,
he's great.
I love him and I love the way he coaches. But
ladies and gentlemen, it is time. We've exhausted these 2 hours very quick this morning. So on behalf of Todd the Bod Tomlin, Mayhem Clint Legg, our man, special guest Adam Dodson, producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert, This is Tom McClung. Oh, Tomcat, we ain't got to go home, but we got to get ourselves up out of here. We'll see you next week.
Need custom screen printing or other promotional products? Got You Covered Screen Printing and More in Athens is, well, got you covered. Screen printing, promotional items, stickers, graphic design, vinyl for signs and garments, and other customized products. They also offer local pickup and delivery services, rush orders, volume discounts, and can customize any project to meet your needs. Got You Covered guarantees to get the job done and will work hard to make sure you're completely satisfied. Call today, 444-4500, or stop by and see them at 389 West Sandifer Road in Athens. Got You Covered Screen Printing and More.
Hey guys, this is Joanna Clem for CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications. I'd like to personally invite you to visit CEI Bookstore. While you're here, you'll find a wide selection of Bibles, gift items, trustworthy study materials, and more for you and your church. Our friendly staff will be happy to help you with your selections while you shop in the store. We even offer personalized Bible imprinting and gift wrapping. Not in the Athens area? Enjoy shopping with us online at truthbooks.com. CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications, taking his hand, helping each other home.
Smith's Heating and Cooling in Elkmont is your friendly local contractor servicing most brands of equipment and proudly installing industry-leading Rheem systems. Whether it's an air conditioner, gas furnace, heat pump, or indoor air quality system, Smith's Heating and Cooling takes pride in their exceptional installation and 24/7 customer service after the fact. They offer financing too. Call 777-5450 today to schedule an appointment or a free no-obligation consultation. Smith's Heating and Cooling. Call 777-5450. Visit them on Facebook or online at smithsheatingandcoolingllc.com. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens, Highway 72 West, just off I-65. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. One of your favorite teams is sure to be playing on the big screen, too. See you tomorrow at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 Athens, just off I-65. You've been listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. You can hear the archive of this and other shows online at tailgatetalk.net. Join us next Saturday at 10 a.m. Applebee's Tailgate Talk is a production of Play Action Sports on 1080 WKAC.